Just wanted to talk real quick about how to set the black point on an image. Now you can do this in many different places. Right now I'm in Adobe Camera Raw. You can do this in Lightroom, and I'll show you how to do it in Photoshop as well. But in Camera Raw and Lightroom, all you need to do is make sure that you have your black clipping checkmarked up here. And then when you take your blacks and slide them to the left, I'm going to do it exaggerated so you can see very easily. You can see that up here in the histogram that I have severely clipped my blacks. And anything that is clipped, in other words, no more detail, is shown in blue here. Now, why would I want to do that? It's actually a good idea in most landscape photos, not all, but in most of them, to have a nice solid black somewhere for your eye to land. It adds a little bit of contrast. You can see what happens to my greens. What happens to the green? Look what happens to it in the background. That they actually get a little bit darker, a little bit more saturated. Now, I don't necessarily want to go too far, but this is actually something that I will do at the beginning of my workflow. I'll do it before saturation or vibrance because it does change the colors just a little bit. So I'm going to go back to 0 here, but this is about all I would be looking for here. It's just a little bit of clipping. Okay, so when you're in Photoshop, you can do this with a simple levels adjustment. You can do it with curves too. I'm just going to open up a levels layer here, and you can see you've got this black, midtones, and this one's for your highlights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down this and drag it to the right, but you can see that I don't have anything indicating what pixels are actually being clipped. So you have to hold down the Alt or Option key on a Mac, and you'll get a white screen, and then you start dragging and you'll see these black pixels pop up. So again, I'm going to do the same thing that I did in Camera Raw. Instead of blue, I'm just seeing black, and I'm just going to drag it a little bit to add a little bit of contrast. Set that black point, and you can see that it made that very subtle change. I might drag my midtones a little bit up, and there's a before and after. It's very subtle, but it is part of my workflow for most landscape images. I hope you found this helpful. If you want to see more videos, definitely give it a like and subscribe. And I've got a Photoshop layers and masks workshop coming out. It's a full-length video workshop coming out with Visual Wilderness this week, and I will put a link to it in the description. Y'all take care.